7 o'clock in Gardner, Kansas. Call the meeting to order. Please rise. Join me for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Welcome, everyone. We've got a great crowd tonight. And I'm excited. We have a proclamation. I'm going to come up front to read this. Okay, so this is for Gardner Gold. Do we have anyone here for Gardner Gold tonight? So whereas Gardner Gold Special Olympics was founded in 2003, making this year the 19th anniversary of the program in Gardner community, and whereas Gardner Gold Special Olympics program was established with the intent to give athletes with special needs the opportunity and excitement of participating in team sports. Whereas Gardner Gold Special Olympics began with 4 athletes in 2003 and has grown to over 40 athletes due in large part to the hard work, cooperation, diligence, and vision of Gardner Parks and Recreation, our founding members, volunteers, and whereas the commitment to providing residents of Gardner with developmental disabilities a place to experience activities many may take for granted, and whereas the volunteers of Gardner Gold have helped our athletes develop a strong bond with the community of Gardner and with special populations across the Kansas City metropolitan area, and whereas Gardner Gold has been proud to be able to provide these opportunities at no cost to the families because of the community support and involvement experienced in the Gardner community. Now therefore be it resolved that I, Todd Leonard, Mayor of the City of Gardner, Kansas, do hereby proclaim November 7th, 2022 as Gardner Gold Special Olympics Day. To say a few words, or congratulations. And I also have another announcement for Gardner Gold. We have Madison, Danny, and Alicia. Are you here?
Yes, we are.
There we are. Yes. They're with Kansas Kids Dental, and they're here to talk about the Caring for Community Awards. If you'd like to come up. Anytime they're carrying one of those big checks.
Can we bring the kids up?
Absolutely.
All right.
Hey, can I bring my kid? Can I go out?
You are. Yeah, you bring your kid. You go up on the pictures, okay? Take care of her.
Oh, really?
So Caring for Community is something that our organization started just to give back to our community. We have the community vote on who receives the award, and this year Gardner Gold received $3,500 from our organization just for everything they do for the community and giving back. So we wanted to present this to them.
Thank you so much. That was great.
You guys want to take the check?
We got it.
Taking it straight to the bank.
Yep, there goes the bank.
At the wide angle.
Thank you so much. Hold on, Susan, after me.
Really cleared it out. That's good. All right, we'll move on to public hearings. And public hearing, item number 1, hold a public hearing for the purpose of receiving comments to a request for a waiver of the distance limitation to allow for the sale of sealed domestic table wine within 200 feet of a school, church, or library during craft fairs to be held at the Johnson County Fairgrounds on November 12th and December 3rd, 2022. Do I have a motion to open the hearing?
So moved.
Motion, Shoot, second, Deaton, that we open the hearing. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Open the hearing. Okay, seeing no one coming forward for the hearing, do I have a motion to close the hearing?
So moved.
Motion, Baldwin, second, Deaton, that we close the hearing. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Abstain? Public hearing is closed. Public comments. So at this point, members of the public are welcome to use this time to make comments about city matters or items on the agenda that are not part of the public hearing. If you wish to come forward, please limit your comments to 5 minutes or less. There is a 5-minute time clock to your left. No profanity, no personal attacks. With that being said, come forward, state your name and address for the record, and the podium is now open.
Hi, I'm Shirley Allen Brennan. I'm your county commissioner. And I just want to thank Mayor Winters and also Mr. Pruing, your city manager or administrator. They meet with us once a month and we have a great partnership. I feel like it's my responsibility as a public official to help you in getting your message out as elected officials. So if we don't always agree on something, we try to find the best possible solution. So I really appreciate their work, meeting once a month, and also your staff. So thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Shirley. You're welcome to come back anytime.
Does that mean I get dinner always?
We can try.
Seeing no one else coming forward, we'll move to consent agenda. Is there an item on the consent agenda? Do I hear a motion to pass consent agenda?
Second.
Motion Deaton, second Shoot. If we pass the consent agenda, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, abstained, consent agenda passes. Nothing on planning and zoning consent, no committee recommendations, no old business. We'll move to new business. New business item number 1. Consider a request for a waiver of the distance limitation to allow for the sale of domestic table wine within 200 feet of a school, church, or library during craft fairs to be held at the Johnson County Fairgrounds on November 12th and December 3rd, 2022.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. This is a housekeeping item in relation to the public hearing that we just held earlier in the meeting that would allow for the sale of sealed bottles of wine at craft fairs to be held later this fall.
So these are, okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
there's
No consumption on the
no
property.
consumption, just sealed bottles.
Is there any questions or comments, public? Oh, sorry, that's right, Department of Public Hearing. Okay.
You always do
Council,
that.
I know, I always miss that.
Do you have any questions?
No.
We don't have questions.
Do I hear a motion for new business item number 1?
So moved.
Motion Baldwin, second Deaton, that we approve a request for a waiver of the distance limitation to allow for the sale of sealed domestic table wine within 200 feet of a school, church, or library during craft fair hours. During craft fairs to be held at the Johnson County Fairgrounds on November 12th and December 3rd, 2022 from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Abstained? New business item passes. New business item number 2, consider adopting an ordinance authorizing the city to issue industrial revenue bonds taxable under federal law for the purpose of financing the acquisition, construction, and equipping of a multifamily residential development and authorizing the execution of documents in connection with the issuance of the bonds. New Trails Multifamily Phase 1. Finance Director Wolf.
Good evening, Mayor, Council. At the January 18th, 2022 meeting, City Council adopted Resolution 2099, stating the city's intent to issue future IRBs in the principal amount of approximately $48 million for the purpose of financing basically Phase 1 of the Treadway Apartments. This will be about 288 units and generally located at the southeast corner of 175th Street and I-35. Council's act of passing this ordinance authorizes the issuance of the IRBs and the execution of all associated documents. The bond shall not be a general obligation of the city, and per the terms of the development agreement between the city and Gardner Development, there is a 75% property tax abatement for 10 years on the multifamily portion of this project. Staff recommends that you adopt the proposed ordinance, and please note that the city's bond counsel, Tyler Ellsworth of Kutak Rock, is here tonight to answer any questions you might have.
Thank you, Matt. Any public comments? Business item number 2. Council, comments, questions?
I have a couple, but I'm not sure that they're germane for this discussion. I may bring it up in council updates.
All right. Then do I have a motion? Ordinance number 2752.
Second.
Motion Deaton, second Ween. We adopt ordinance number 2752, an ordinance authorizing the city of Gardner, Kansas to issue its industrial revenue bonds taxable under federal law, Series 2022, New Trails Multifamily Phase 1 project, in the principal amount not to exceed $48 million for the purpose of acquiring, constructing, and equipping a multifamily residential development and authorizing the execution of certain documents in connection with the issuance of the bonds. City Clerk.
Councilmember Roberts,
Yes.
Councilmember Shute,
Yes.
Councilmember Baldwin,
Yes.
Councilmember Ween,
Yes.
Councilmember Deaton.
Yes.
Ordinance number 2752 passes. Okay, that concludes regular business. We'll go to council updates. Start with Chief Belcher.
Nothing tonight.
Okay. City Clerk, Sharon Moose.
Nothing for me tonight.
Finance Director Wolf.
Nothing tonight.
Administrator Naston.
Nothing tonight, thank you.
City Attorney Dank.
Nothing tonight.
Gons is not here, so we'll, Jason, did you want to speak for Gons?
Jeff? No, nothing tonight.
Dave.
Believe it or not, nothing tonight.
Oh my goodness. Kellen.
Nothing tonight as well.
What are the odds we should win Powerball? I know. I know. We buy a ticket in city's name?
I was gonna say something, but I guess nothing.
City
So-
Administrator.
So I did have a call last week when we were talking about the downtown historic district. We sent letters, hard copy letters, to all the property owners downtown that would be part of the district. And then Jason from the chamber contacted everybody through email. So we had the Zoom call set up, and Steve Hines was the only person that got on the call. So, we answered all his questions, and so there's really no downside to the district. There's an extra step for approvals if you're gonna do a significant change to your business, but it shouldn't slow anything down. So we'll be coming back to the council, the next council meeting, with a proposal to fund the application for the downtown district, and it'll be both at the federal and state level.
Okay. And this would be, the funds for this would be coming from the transient guest tax.
That's the recommendation, yes. So then the other thing, we had promised the county that on 199th Street that we would give them 60 days notice when we intended to post our signs. We did that on November 1st, so our intention is to post them on January 1st. So we're working with the county in Edgerton and Spring Hill to get that done so we can coordinate that effort. So,
Thank you work on that. That's very appreciated. That's a long time coming, in my opinion.
Councilmember Wings?
No, nothing for me tonight.
Councilmember Roberts?
I have nothing, but thank you for asking.
Councilmember Dean?
I just want to say thank you to all the staff members that put together the Veterans Appreciation Celebration tonight and all the veterans that showed up. And thank you all for your service.
And thank you for the idea for the banners. I think that's going to go over really well. Council Vice President, you said you had a few things.
Well, yeah, at least a couple. I wanted to, first of all, give kudos to the finance staff and to the city administrator for an excellent work session that we had the other week over at the Justice Center regarding funding capacity and our mill discussion. That was very, very good. And also Tyler and Bruce also that were very instrumental in getting the information for us. Obviously, there's some challenges with the economy the way it is right now, and also just general bond obligations that we currently have. And it's good to have that high-level overview so that we can make some good policy decisions. And thank you also for taking into account the suggestions that we brought regarding, some not better but different metrics, so that we can make some good policy decisions going forward. And I just wanted to acknowledge that at a regular meeting, because I know that a lot of people didn't make the work session. The other question I had was around some of the economic development districts that are currently in the city, potentially the commercial districts, and whether or not we've had an opportunity to follow up with some of those developments, especially given the fact that we might be looking at an economic downturn, and what are their plans, what are their with regard to construction, as well as with regard to their obligations for things such as benefit districts and things like that.
We're actually working on that right now. Most of the districts are fairly new and are still kind of in progress of being built out. But we are working on a new report that will kind of give you an update on how the districts are doing.
Will that be provided to us before the end of the year?
No, it's more probably after the end of the year. That's when we start really putting together all the real data from the year end.
Yeah.
And then we'll have it probably February, March time.
Okay, that's good. I just wanted on the radar screen. Obviously, with things happening, with especially interest rates, that's going to start to eat into some of these developments, especially their funding capacity. So I wanted to see if we can get ahead of that. So, thanks again. Appreciate it. That's all I had.
Thanks, Steve.
Oh, I do have one more thing. Callan, good work in getting the, getting that area switched over by by Moonlight Road. I know that was a bit of a pain in the rear end. So I wanted to give you guys some credit for that too, to helping out doing that. I know KDOT did a lot of that work, but I know that we also did some. So
We'll keep pressing.
yep. Oh no, appreciate it. Thank you. Callan.
Council President.
I just wanted to echo Casey's sentiments about the Veterans Day presentation. It's good every year. I feel like we step it up each year. So it is great to see the room packed. I mean, normally it's not, as you can tell now. But to have all those veterans in here and to be recognized is great. And then also for Gardner Gold, I thought that was awesome that they got that check, but also that they were here to accept it and to just passed along. So just want to say that was great, and appreciate all the effort from staff to make it happen.
Thank you. And I really don't have anything either this evening. Oh yes, oh yes. Tomorrow is voting day, so be sure
Get out and vote.
exercise your right. to vote. Absolutely. Well, with that, entertain a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion D, second shoot. So we adjourn. All in favor?
Aye.
Bye.